Howdy, it's your bud Stalkaz. Thanks so much, Wolffygal, for the awesome fan art. Oh, today it's Q&A time. You ask a ton of questions, and don't worry, I'll get to each and every one of them. But before we continue, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified. Alright, let's get to it. So first up we have Mike West asking, what is the trait you look for in a partner you would date, and does personality or looks make more of a decision for you? Well, I would have to say the traits I would look for is caring, loving, understanding, and most importantly of all, accepting you for who you are. And as far as does personality or looks make more of a difference, I would have to say personality would have a slight edge, though I do have a preference for looks as well. Next up is the Poetry Ninja asking, what in your mind is the best thing to have in one stable to have stability in life? Sounds like a tongue twister to me. But I would have to say sustenance. The next three questions are pretty much exactly the same, so I'll just read them all at the same time. So first we have Oasis asking, how did you land on the Stallion as a Sona? Very cool, by the way. Thanks, Oasis. And we have JC Rebel 18 asking, what made you choose a Stallion as your first Sona? And Ace Arias asking, what made you choose a Stallion as your Sona or other species? So I did make a video a while back called Hold Your Horses, and I kind of like gave the rundown of why I chose horses, but effectively I did because I love them, they're beautiful animals, and they have a wonderful relationship with humans, and so it's a connection. Next is Brimstone the Wolf asking, are you a car guy, and if so, what is your dream car? Unfortunately, I'm not a car guy. I would love to know more about cars, but I would have to probably say the Mustang, just because it's a horse name. Next up, Eddie Barrientos asking, favorite Disney movie? I would have to say there's a lot to choose from, as you probably know. The animated Beauty and the Beast from the early 90s. It's an awesome story, animation's amazing, and wonderful music. Michael Stepfarm asks, any plans for Thanksgiving? What I do every Thanksgiving is go over to my mom's place. We obviously have a big, scrumptious, filling meal, and I love watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Pixel Citizen asks, what brought you to the fandom? Well, a lot of different theories out there, but basically, long story short, big fan of Digimon, and back in the day I would look up some of the fan art online, and of course that kind of transposed over to furry art, and then I discovered the cosplayers and the fursuits, and from that point forward, as you say, the rest is history. Next up is Gizmo the Husky asking, do you have any hobbies outside of being a furry? Well, I would say probably genealogy is a big hobby of mine, like researching family history and getting to know my ancestors, and play the oboe, and let's see, what else do I like to do? Oh, I also love geography, like looking at maps and stuff like that. Rick Music Pony asks, got any music recommendations inside or out of the fandom? Well, with the exception of Rick Music Pony, by the way, who is an awesome musician, I don't really know that many musicians within the fandom, but I have to say I love music choices overall. I'm a big classical music buff. As far as favorite musicians, I love Mozart, I love Bach, and also the Russian Romantic composers like Tchaikovsky, Rimsky-Korsakov, Borodin, a lot of that. Also, I love 80s synth pop and new wave, like all those different bands, and also Hyper Potions, which is, you know, their current group. And if you watch either Pocari Roo or Story of False Content, you probably heard some of their music. Aston Husky asks, who's your favorite fursuiter and would you like to meet them? Well, as you probably know, there are so many candidates from which to choose, but I would probably have to say Nashaina. He's a wonderful furry. I love his content, very original, unique, different, full variety, and I would love to meet him in person. Titus Saber asks, what furry artist or content creator do you find criminally underrated? I would have to say overall, there's this artist named Nashmara BTSuga. She's a really, really nice person and really good artist, and I definitely think she deserves more love and more attention, so definitely check her out. Light asks, are you part of or have any interest in any other fandoms? Well, prior to becoming a furry, I love Star Wars, so you can say that's a different fandom there. Not as heavily involved as I am with the furry fandom. And also, for some reason or another, I was really into the Weather Channel, and there was actually a group online of Weather Channel fans that we would discuss like all things Weather Channel and shares like archives, like pictures and video of the Weather Channel. Alright, as Crinkly asks a ton of questions, I'll try to get through all of these. So, what is the most interesting or favorite thing about the furry fandom? What OCs interest you the most? Your favorite or least favorite species? How did you become a furry? And if you could be any one of your OCs, who would you be? Your biggest art inspiration, favorite color palette, and favorite and least favorite furry species to draw. And then at the end, not a question, but I really enjoy your videos and art, and keep it up, friend. Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. So let's hit these one by one. Most interesting favorite thing about the furry fandom? Probably the inclusion aspect of it, and just acceptance, and what OCs interest you the most? Probably the Dutch Angel Dragons, just because I don't really know too much about them, about the lore. I just love the fact they're like an original species and mythical. Favorite, least favorite species? Probably my favorite would be the mannequins. I just love them, super cute and adorable. You know, they're a cross between a fox and a shark. Least favorite? Probably Sergals. Not that I don't like them per se, but just not a huge fan of them, not my cup of tea. How did I become a furry? Well, reference to the previous answer, you know, Digimon, fan art, cosplay. If it would be any one of my OCs, who would you be? Well, of course, naturally, Stalkaz is one. Chase is my other persona. I would love to be him in real life. That would be awesome. Biggest art inspiration? So many awesome, amazing artists out there. But if I had to pick just one, it would probably be Emily Creative. I came across her art first, and it immediately ignited a spark within me, and it immediately made me passionate about drawing, and I was just blown away by her art. And it's like, wow, I would love to be able to draw like that. And so I just got underway, and that's what got me started. And let's see, favorite color palette. Not exactly sure what that entails. Maybe it's like what kind of color schemes you like. I've always struggled with picking good colors, so not quite sure how to answer that one. And favorite or least favorite furry species to draw? Well, I would have to say probably dragons would be my most favorite to draw. I just love dragons. I think they're awesome. As far as least favorite species, I don't really have a least favorite species per se. I absolutely hate drawing hands. Always been my Achilles heel. I am getting better at them though. Next up is Kevin Tendo fan asking, what is your favorite food? What's your favorite part of fursuiting? Hugs, I bet. And may I have another hug? Favorite food? A lot of good candidates out there for which to choose. I would have to say angel hair pasta with Alfredo. Always a good go-to recipe. Favorite part of fursuiting? Unfortunately, I don't get many hugs because I don't really go out with my fursuit. It's kind of embarrassing to say, but it's just the truth. But I just love the fact that I'm able to bring my persona to life, the physical manifestation of my persona. And you can absolutely have another hug. Here you go. Alright, Brian in line asks, can you scream like a horse at the top of your lungs? Well, I'm not really known to scream much, but I could definitely whinny for you. Derek Benchaka asks, what favorite movie or game do you like? Well, a lot of good candidates out there. I like the original Star Wars movie, Episode 4, A New Hope. Let's see, I love the Brat Pack movies from the 80s with the Breakfast Club, 60 Candles, Pretty in Pink, and some of the John Hughes movies like the Home Alone 1 and 2. I love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, always a good laugh. And I'm a big fan of classic movies like, you know, Hitchcock, and some of like the old actresses like Bette Davis, and some of the old actors like Jimmy Stewart. So many good movies out there. As far as games goes, I only have an SNES, Super Nintendo, so my number one favorite game would be Tetris Attack. I actually did a couple of videos of them, so definitely check them out if you like. Next up is Daryl Speetzer asking, how long have you been doing art, and what's your opinion of the furry community? And also asking, what kind of hay do you like? How long have I been drawing art? Probably about 18 months. Relatively new to it, but I just love drawing, as you can probably tell. And my opinion of the furry community, overall, it's pretty good. I love the acceptance part, the diversity, the creativity. One thing I think shows room for improvement would be more inclusive. Not pretty much referring to everyone or the furry community at large, but I know a lot of prominent furries out there that show some disdain towards people that have other beliefs or certain other ideologies, and I think they need to be a little bit more accepting of other ideologies than theirs. And what kind of hay? I'll let you know the secret. I actually don't like hay. I love human food. Last but not least, my mouse. Why the long face? Ha ha, very punny. Well, there you go. I was able to answer all your questions. A lot of good ones out there. So I just appreciate all your engagement and all your encouragement and support. I just love doing this, and I plan to keep going as long as I can. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. This is Stalkaz. See ya.